Merry New Year everyone, and thanks for tuning in to watch my top 10 movies of 2018 video. Now I must say, for me 2018 was a little bit of a down year for film. I just feel like there weren't as many high quality memorable films as there were in years past. So I was kind of struggling to put together this top 10 list, but these are the films that I came up with. These are the films that were the most memorable to me, the most entertaining, and the ones that resonated the most with me. So let's start off with the honorable mentions. The Incredibles 2, Creed 2, Mandy. Now, if you really want to see Nicolas Cage go batshit crazy, even more so than ever, you gotta check out Mandy. It's such a freaking fun film and you're not gonna regret watching that one. But now, let's roll into the top 10. Now, I love Green Book for just being what it wants to be. It's a road trip movie, it's a buddy movie, and yeah, they do kind of dive into the race relations topic a little bit, but not too meaty in that sense, and that's okay, because for me, this film was about the connection between two characters. When I first heard that Viggo Mortensen was gonna play this tough guy, gangster, New York accent kind of guy, I kind of had my doubts, but you know, I shouldn't have, because he's a great actor and he really pulls it off. But to me, the key in this movie is Mahershala Ali. He's much better here than he was in Moonlight, for which he won the Oscar. He really kills it in Green Book, and their chemistry really makes this film worth watching. You know, I really didn't know what to expect going into A Simple Favor. The trailers really didn't give anything away, and that was a great service to the film viewing experience. This film is funny, it's mysterious, it's thrilling, it's got everything in it. It's got good looking people, it's got Blake Lively, Anna Kendrick, Henry Golding, and the plot just kind of took me on a great ride for all these twists and turns, and I really enjoyed that really unpredictable experience. So A Simple Favor is a great surprise movie of the year for me. I just loved how Spider-Man Into the SpiderVerse really elevated both the storytelling and the animation angle for film this year. You know, Pixar, they have their formula, as does Disney, and it works for them. But the animation in this movie is just simply mind-blowing. It's amazing, it's unique, as is the storytelling and the perspective in which they tell a comic book story. There's lots of humor, there's lots of great action, and this is one of the few movies that I didn't take my wife to go watch with me, and she is making me pay for it to this day for not taking her. Notch one victory for hashtag starring John Cho, because John Cho just kills it in this mystery thriller. I love the concept of having the whole film play out via various social media avenues, whether it's Facebook, Skype, or Google Maps, or whatever. That was really unique, really intriguing, really fascinating. And John Cho just delivers a great performance as a worried dad, finding out more and more layers about his missing daughter. And the film just kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat, just trying to find out what happens, and the payoff definitely works. So Searching is definitely one of the best thrillers of the year. Now, I'm not normally one to go for the artsy-fartsy films, especially the ones about British queens and kings and all of these luxurious gowns and set in 18th century London and shit, you know. That's just not my type of film. But I have to admit, I loved The Favorite, because despite all of that stuff that I normally don't go for, at the core, this movie is hilarious. The writing is just simply amazing. The performances by Olivia Colman, who plays the Queen, and Rachel Weisz and Emma Stone, they all nail it. And it's just a game of one-upsmanship, how far are people willing to go to get to their goals. And the humor is just super biting, it's sarcastic, it's my kind of humor. I really love this film. And I found out after that the director of this film also did The Lobster, which I thought was really interesting. Maybe not as great as The Favorite, but still a very interesting concept. So this director is definitely one who can play with abstract ideas and presenting stories in a very unique light, and that's what The Favorite did, and it made me enjoy a period film about British royalty. How do you like that? I'm a huge sucker for coming of age films, for movies about high school kids and the challenges they face on a daily basis, and especially about the romantic struggles they have. And what Love, Simon does is bring a unique perspective to that traditional story by making it about a boy who is struggling to identify with homosexuality. This film has great writing, great characters, and memorable scenes. I just really fell in love with the characters, the story, and Love, Simon is a great romantic comedy coming of age story that you really shouldn't miss. Avengers Infinity War, yes! The culmination of 10 years of Marvel movies. I think there are 19, maybe 20 films leading up to this point. And what really amazed me about this movie was its ability to bring in and incorporate like over 20 individual superhero and villain characters and make them all relevant. They all had their place within the story, and none of them were really thrown away. And the action was just freaking amazing. How they were able to combine all of these powers and fight Thanos or any other of his henchmen, and the story just really made sense. It made Thanos to be a very sympathetic villain, and I just can't wait to see what they do with the sequel, Avengers Endgame, coming out a little later this year. I know when I first reviewed this movie, I gave it a 10 out of 10. I have now seen it twice more since then, and it's only number 4 on my list despite that 10 out of 10 rating, because upon multiple viewings, I did feel that it lost a little bit of its luster, but still, top 5 for me, in fact top 4, is Avengers Infinity War. Mission Impossible Fallout is hands down the best action film of the year, and probably the best action film for like the last 5 years. Tom Cruise, man, this guy is almost 60 years old. He's jumping off buildings, climbing cliffs, flying helicopters, doing all kind of crazy shit that James Bond wouldn't even do. And you know the brother is just doing these things all by himself. It ain't no stunt man. It's him doing this shit, and it's freaking amazing. And you know, it's one thing to have all these great stunts and great action, but it really does have a great story to tie it all in. It's a sequel to the previous Mission Impossible film, which introduced a great villain, and I loved how they just continued that storyline. And Mission Impossible Fallout is easily one of the better action movies of this decade, and it's one movie I can't wait to watch over and over again. Blind Spotting is a film I caught really late in the year. I watched it just a few days before New Year's Day, and I'm glad I did, because this film is a great combination of drama, humor, social commentary. It's about these two guys who are old school, Old Town guys. They live in Oakland, and they really make a lot of comments about the gentrification, about all these hipsters moving in and changing the city that they know and love. And there's also a lot of racial commentary about police and the daily challenges that a black man faces in a world of today. And you know, this movie was so great. I watched it one night in bed late at night around 10 p.m. and I was watching it alone. My wife was asleep, and I loved it so much that I had to watch it again the very next morning. As soon as my wife woke up, I said, baby, we gotta watch this movie. I had just seen it the night before, but I had to watch it again. That's how much I love this movie. Now, finally, number 1. You know it, it's Crazy Rich Asians, yo. And you know what? Forget all that shit about the Asian culture and significance of diversity. Yeah, all that's great. I just love this movie for being a great movie. It's got great storytelling. It's a romantic comedy, which you don't see too much of nowadays. And I really enjoyed how director John Chu brought these characters together, the great actors, the set pieces, the cinematography. It's a great looking film. It's got memorable characters. I fell in love with all of them. It's funny, it's sweet, it's dramatic, and Constance Wu does a great job. Henry Golding, who is in fact twice on my top 10 list. He does a great job. All the supporting actors. Crazy Rich Asians, I've already seen it 3 times this year. I'm gonna see it more times in the future. It has a very high rewatchability factor, and for me, it's the #1 movie of 2018. Thanks so much for watching all of my reviews, guys, this year. It's been a great time sharing my thoughts with you. If you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel, MC on Film, for more movie reviews in the future.